illegal committee on Meru municipality. On or around the 21st October 2022, the governor grossly violated Articles 10, 232, 235, and 236 of the Constitution, grossly violated Sections 12, 14, 15, and 20 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act, and grossly violated violated the charter establishing the Meru municipality by 1. Illegally appointing a committee to manage Meru municipality affairs with at a public rally at Kinoru, yet the function is vested in the Meru Municipal Board. Directing the aforesaid illegal committee to usurp the functions of the Meru Municipal Board, usurping the functions of the Meru Municipal Board, trashing the procedures for the appointment of county public officers, and spewing hate speech against the G4S company. Evidence of the governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 232, 235, and 236 of the Constitution, and gross violation of Sections 12, 14, 15, and 20 of the Urban Areas and Cities Act is set in the video saved as Annex 9 in the flash drive presented here with. The transcript stroke translation of the video is attached as Annex 9 to the affidavit in support of this motion. The other ground for impeachment of the governor of Meru County is incitement, bullying, vilification, and misleading campaigns against other leaders. The governor has grossly violated Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, and grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and number 4, repeatedly engaged in gross misconduct by holding public verification, incitement, and humiliation rallies against members of the County Assembly and other elected leaders. B. Falsely accusing members of the County Assembly and other elected leaders of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Holding public verification and incitement rallies against the Catholic Church and the Catholic clergy. And inciting the public against members of the County Assembly and other elected leaders while knowing that such conduct can easily trigger violent reactions and pose serious breaches of the peace. Evidence of specific illustrative examples of the governor's verification and incitement campaigns against members of the Assembly and other elected leaders are outlined in paragraphs 7 to 12 below. Humiliation of the minority leader. On or around the 24th of October 2022, the governor grossly violated Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by bullying and inciting the public against the minority leader and the member of Assembly for Akithi Ward, Honorable Mwendaithiri, the minority leader, the public rally held at Mweronkanga, requiring the minority leader to make a public apology for unknown and undisclosed wrongs at the public rally held at Mweronkanga, violently grabbing a microphone from the minority leader at the public rally held at Mweronkanga, offering to protect the minority leader against the Speaker of the Assembly from unknown and undisclosed dangers, and falsely accusing the members of the County Assembly and other elected leaders of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Evidence of the governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, gross violation of Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and gross misconduct is set in the video saved as Annex 11, the flash disk presented here with the transcription, stroke translation of the video is attached as Annex 11A to the affidavit in support of the motion. Verification of the minority chief whip and other leaders. On or around the 25th of October, the governor grossly violated Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by inciting the public against the minority whip and member of the County Assembly for Abogeta West, Honorable Dennis Kiogora Gucookia at a public rally held at Ngongo in Abogeta West Ward, falsely accusing the minority leader of stoning her, and falsely accusing the members of the County Assembly and other elected leaders of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Evidence of the governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution. Gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act. Gross violation of Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act. And gross misconduct is set in the video as saved as Annex 12 in the flash drive presented herewith. The transcription/translation of the video is attached as Annex 12A to the affidavit in support of the motion. Vilification of the Senator of Meru County. On or around the 12th September 2022, the governor grossly violated Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by inciting the public against the Senator of Meru County, the Honorable Kabuli Murungi, at a public rally held at Rwaria in Tunene Ward, falsely accusing the Senator of demanding a share of county government appointments, falsely accusing the Senator of antagonizing and creating a wedge between the Governor and the President of the Republic of Kenya, and falsely accusing the Senator of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Evidence of the Governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, and gross violation of Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and gross misconduct is set in the videos annexed as Annex 13 in the flash disk presented herewith. A transcription/translation of the video is attached as Annex 13A to the affidavit in support of the motion.
What do you know?
Verification of the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture. On or around the 12th September 2022, the Governor grossly violated Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by 1. Bullying and inciting the public against the Cabinet Secretary for Agriculture, 1 Honorable Franklin Midhikari Nturi, at a public rally held at Rwaria in Tunene Ward, falsely accusing the Cabinet Secretary of demanding a share of county government appointments, falsely accusing the Cabinet Secretary of antagonizing and creating a wedge between her and the President of the Republic of Kenya, and falsely accusing the Cabinet Secretary of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Evidence of the Governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, gross violation of Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and gross misconduct is set in the video saved as Annex 13 in the flash disk presented herewith. A transcript/translation of the video is attached as Annex 13A to the affidavit supporting the motion. Verification of the MP for Tigania East constituency. On or around the 9th November 2022, the Governor and her husband grossly violated Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by inciting the public against the Member of Parliament for Tigania East constituency, Honorable Mpuru Aburi, the MP for Tigania East, at a public rally held at Baranga in Karama Ward, falsely accusing the MP for Tigania East of demanding that the Governor appoints the MP's wife as the County Executive Committee member, falsely accusing the MP for Tigania East of demanding that the Governor pre-qualifies his 12 companies for the award of county tenders, falsely accusing the MP for Tigania East of presenting fake pending bills for payment by the county government, and falsely accusing the MP for Tigania East of cartelism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation. Evidence of the Governor's and her husband's gross violation of Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, gross violation of Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and gross misconduct is set in the video saved as Annex 14 in the flash disk presented herewith. The transcript/translation of the video is attached as Annex 14A to the affidavit in support of the motion. verification of the Catholic Church and clergy. On or around the 17th October 2022, the governor violated Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, grossly violated Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and engaged in gross misconduct by inciting the public against the Roman Catholic Church and the Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Meru, one Saresius Mugambi, at a public rally held at the former Igoji Boys Secondary School, falsely accusing the Catholic Church of grabbing public land, falsely accusing the Catholic Church of Catholicism, blackmail, greed, and corruption and intimidation, and conducting a mock public prayer to demean and humiliate the Catholic Church and the Catholic clergy, and inciting the public against the religious leaders, while knowing that such conduct can easily trigger violent reactions and pose a serious breach of the peace. Evidence of the governor's gross violation of Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 19 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, gross violation of Sections 29 and 34 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, and gross misconduct is set in the video and saved as Annex 15 in the flash disk presented herewith. The transcript / translation of the video is attached to Annex 15A to the affidavit in support of the motion. The other ground for impeachment of the governor of Meru County is forceful entry into the assembly precincts and mobilization of unlawful riots against members of the assembly. On or around the 19th October 2022, the governor and her husband grossly violated Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 5 and 7 of the County Assembly's Powers and Privileges Act 2017, and number 3, engaged in gross misconduct by forcefully entering the precincts of the assembly, falsely accusing members of the assembly and other elected leaders of Catholicism, blackmail, greed, corruption, and intimidation, organizing a violent demonstration against members of the assembly at the assembly precincts, and addressing a riotous crowd at the precincts of the assembly. Evidence of the governor's and her husband's gross violation of Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 5 and 7 of the County Assembly's Powers and Privileges Act 2017, and gross misconduct is set in the video saved as Annex 16 and Annex 17, the flash disk presented herewith. The transcript / translation of the videos is attached as Annex 16A and Annex 17A to the affidavit in support of the motion. The other ground is the violation of public finance management laws. On or around the 6th September 2022, the governor grossly violated Articles 201 and 207(1) of the Constitution, grossly violated Section 109(2) and 159 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, and grossly violated Section 12, 24 and 12 and 24 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, and grossly violated Section 16 and 35 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, engaged in gross misconduct and engaged in gross abuse of office by directing the Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital to spend all the revenue at source, whereas all monies received or raised or received by or on behalf of the county should be paid to the county into the county revenue fund. Issuing waivers on fees at the Meru Teaching and Referral Hospital, whereas the CECM for finance is the only person legally empowered to grant such waivers, and directing county government officers to participate in furthering and advancing the interest of Baita TV, a media station owned by Mwangaza Advertiser Limited, a private company owned by the governor through our close relatives and proxies. Evidence of the governor's gross violation of Articles 201 and 207(1) of the Constitution, gross violation of Section 109(2) and 159 of the Public Finance Management Act of 2012, gross violation of Section 12 and 24 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, gross violation of Section 16 and 35 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, gross misconduct and gross abuse of office is set in the video saved as Annex 18 in the first drive presented here with a transcript / translation of the video is attached as Annex 18A to the affidavit in support of the motion. Further evidence is the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission letter dated the 19th October 2022 and the documents attached as Annex 18B and Annex 18C to the affidavit in support of the motion. The other ground for the impeachment of the governor of Meru County is misconduct relating to the nomination of CECs. On or around the 8th November 2022, the governor engaged in gross misconduct and grossly violated Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution and grossly violated Section 10(1) of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act of 2017 and grossly violated Section 3, 4, 10 and 11 of the Meru County Detention Enhancement Fund Act 2016 by verifying the members of County Assembly for refusing to approve some County Executive Committee members nominees at a public rally held at Kiangwa in Egoji West Ward. Falsely accusing the members of the Assembly of shortchanging Caste Mechen and other nominees for appointment to the CEC. Illegally instructing Caste Mechen to usurp the statutory functions of Egoji West Ward Detention and Enhancement Fund Committee by identifying the persons that would benefit from the county bursary funds, failing to submit names of other candidates to the county assembly for approval for appointment to the CEC after the assembly rejected some of the nominees, reorganizing our government to 6 departments and 3 CEC members after the rejection of some nominees instead of submitting the names of other candidates to the county assembly for approval, and swearing to appoint to our government and actively work with losers of the 2022 county elections instead of the duly elected MCAs to star wrangles within the assembly. Evidence of the governor's gross misconduct, gross violation of Articles 10, 73 and 75 of the Constitution, and gross violation of Section 10(1) of the Public Appointments County Assembly's Approval Act of 2017 is set in the video saved as Annex 19 and Annex 20 in the flash disk presented herewith. The transcripts of the videos are attached as Annex 19A, Annex 20A to the affidavit in support of this motion. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the notice of the proposed motion on the table of the House.
Please go ahead, Andy. Thank you, Honorable Dennis Kiogora DMK. And now we have the second motion that's supposed to be moved by Honorable Evans Kawira, the leader of majority. Honorable Evans Kawira, please take the floor.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I have a notice of proposed motion that I wish to move that, take notice that I, Honorable Evans Kawira Kairi, a member of County Assembly of Meru representing Mitungu Ward at the leader of the majority party, proposes to move the following motion in the County Assembly of Meru. That pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 29-4, this Honorable Assembly resolves to alter the adjournment date of its first session on the approved first session calendar of the Third County Assembly from Friday, 9th December 2022 to Wednesday, 21st December 2022. Honorable Speaker, with your permission, I will lay the notice of the proposed motion.
Please go ahead, Andy. Thank you, Honorable Evans Kawira, the leader of majority, for reading the motion. Clerk, can we take the next order?
Order number 7, statement.
Thank you, honourable members. we have a response to the statement number 4 of 2022 sought by Honorable Joseph Mwenda Ivire on Wednesday 23rd November 2022 from the Chairperson Secretarial Committee on County Health Services on the status of the Hospital Facilities Improvement Fund, FIF, within the Meru County. And this one is supposed to be given, the response is supposed to be given by Honorable Douglas Mutea, Chairperson, Secretarial Committee on Health Services. Honorable Mutea, is the response ready?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, Honorable Douglas Mutea, representing the great people of Abo Central. We have already written to the executive, Mr. Speaker, and there is no response yet, Mr. Speaker.
So, in the event that there is no then response in this case, then it simply means that the clerk will have to write a reminder over the same, and then also we extend the time on when we should receive this particular statement. Which date is with you now, bearing in mind that the assembly will be sitting up to 21st. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am raising on a point of order, and I think it's absurd that a statement was sought on this in this House on the 3rd of November, Honorable Speaker, and today is 6th December. Within a time span of 2 weeks or more, Honorable Speaker, the CEC, who is in charge of the health department, didn't see it wise or prudent to answer to that statement that was sought from this Honorable Assembly. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, I feel it to be right if you direct them that the committee summons the CEC, who is responsible, to come and answer to these queries on the floor of the House.
Thank you, the Leader of Majority, for the directions or the response that is giving. Any other member willing to make a contribution of the same? Yes, Honorable Kirinya.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the purpose of records, I am Kirinya Mwenda, especially elected by Devolution Empowerment Party. Mr. Speaker, we are dealing with the dictatorial tendencies in this county, and it is sad, Mr. Speaker, that even staff at the executive have been infected by these dictatorial tendencies of not heeding to even requests made by this Honorable House. I sympathize with the Chair Health Committee, Honorable Mutea, for writing, seeking statement relating to welfare of not only, the health sector, but that of the, great resident of Meru County. And then, Mr. Speaker, it is ignored. But I tend to believe, Mr. Speaker, it is because there is no what we call seamless service delivery to this county, owing to the fact that one person is holding around, 4 departments, and in those 4 departments, they are acting, Mr. Speaker. They are not substantive leaders or CECs of those particular departments. I want to join my erudite and able Honorable Evans Mawira to demand that the CEC in charge or acting CEC for health be summoned in this Honorable House and answer the questions that the Chair Health Committee was seeking, Mr. Speaker, so that there are even more pressing matters that we may need to discuss with the CEC in charge of health, not only the statement that was sought from the department that is concerned with health, Mr. Speaker, sir. Therefore, I want to echo the sentiment of Honorable Kawira Kairi, the majority leader, that the CEC be summoned here, Mr. Speaker, so that the CEC can shed more light, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Kirinya, Honorable Lady Mrangiri, and restrict yourself to 2 minutes, please, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me the opportunity to talk or to speak on this matter. My name is Aurelio Murangiri Kiramana, representing the people of Mudara and the chairman of the Implementation Committee. I rise to reiterate the words of the majority leader and to echo his words that not until this house becomes serious when request or when we call on the executive to give us some statements, will be treated as toothless dogs. For if we don't take action or take charge of such a situation, we'll end up being treated like toothless dogs. I think this house has been given the mandate by the Constitution to be able to seek such statements and to be able to ensure that oversight is being done in the right manner. So I believe without getting such statements, and if at all no action is taken, because if at all a statement, someone can seek a statement all the way from 3rd of November. Today is around 6th of December. That's a month plus, and no statement has been forthcoming. I believe we are not being taken serious, and until we take ourselves seriously, that's the only other time that other people and the executive specifically will take us seriously. And I pity myself and those in the implementation committee if this will be the trend. Because if you are going to oversight and to check on whatever that is being done by the executive as the implementation committee, and this is the behavior that, or the tendencies that you are going to get, I believe will not be able to deliver much in this house. So I want to echo his words and support in the best way possible that we should have the CC Health to come into this house and be able to answer some of these questions and other questions that are being raised regarding the health sector. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Sir.
Thank you, Honorable Murangiri. Yes, Honorable Mbuki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Gwendolyn Mbuki, representing the people of the Gold West. Mr. Speaker, I want the public, those who are doubting Thomas's, to understand the powers of this house. Mr. Speaker, the powers of this house is derived from the Constitution. And Mr. Speaker, the powers of this house and any committee of this house is equivalent to that of an high court. So, Mr. Speaker, we have the ability, we have the power, we have the constitutional right to summon anyone to answer any question relating to the welfare of this county. So, Mr. Speaker, I urge the leader of the majority to ensure that the CEC, the acting CEC, is summoned immediately to answer what is supposed to answer. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mbuki. And members, we restrict ourselves to 2 minutes away. Honorable Mbuki has done it. Honorable Makasi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Makasi is my name, Martin is the other name. I represent the people of Gwene, the great people, and I feel, Honorable Speaker, we need to start on the right footing, Honorable Speaker. Those of us who are privileged to be in the last assembly, to reach a time, and it became very difficult for us to extract those statements, responses from the executive, and I wish that we don't go down that line, Honorable Speaker. The statement that has been sought don't belong to the seeker. It belongs to this assembly. It belongs to the people of Meru. And at no point should anybody look down at this assembly. I echo the ones of Honorable Mbuki. Honorable Speaker, you should also re-emphasize on the powers of this Honorable House, what we are able to do, so that we don't take the direction of begging or just being the nodding automation machines in this Honorable House, Honorable Speaker, such that whenever we call for statements, we must be delivered. And if not, then we need a written apology or an explanation as to why those statements have not been brought. This applies to this statement that has been sought by Honorable Mutia and the other statements that we are going to seek in the future. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tururu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And for purposes of record, my name is Patrick Kaduriman Tururu, representing the great people of Timor West. Mr. Speaker, there's a renowned German pastor by the name Martin. Mr. Speaker, he uttered and said, when they came for the socialist, I stayed quiet because I was not a socialist. When they came for the trade unionist, I kept quiet because I was not a trade unionist. When they came for the Jews, I kept quiet because I was not a trade unionist. And Mr. Speaker, when they came for me, there was no one else to talk on my behalf. And so, Mr. Speaker, it's a sad morning. These people have come after the assembly. And out there is no one to speak for this house. They have come for the committee. And Mr. Speaker, we might be silent because we are not members. We are not all members of that committee. But Mr. Speaker, when they will come for me and you, we'll have no one to speak. And so, since we have this opportunity and chance, it is the high time that this Honorable House uses its teeth to bite and to bring the sanity that we need to be restored in our health sector in Meru County. So, Mr. Speaker, I echo the words of Majority Leader. It's that time that the acting CC health be brought or be summoned to this house and explain about the statement that the committee has sought. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tururu. Please restrict yourself to 2 minutes, Honorable Josephat Muno.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the purpose of records, I'm Nicholas Kenyu Amuna Josephat. Mr. Speaker, those who have studied well the philosophy of Charles Baron de Montesquieu on the separation of powers, they know very well that the doctrine itself is not separative, but more cooperative. This assembly and other assemblies in Kenya are representative in nature. They have the mandate, they have the power to speak on everything that pertains to their people. And whenever you come here and then have an issue that is affecting our people, and they ask the executive, which is administrative in nature, and then we have no response, it means as a house, we are being portrayed as failures, whereas we are doing our work within the Constitution. Therefore, I support other members who have called for the acting CEC to come before this house and to explain why that what brought us here is not being addressed with the magnitude and seriousness that it deserves. Mr. Speaker, if that does not happen, I know we have the powers even to go to court and summon the CEC so that our people can get what is rightfully theirs in terms of services that are not being rendered by the government that they voted in. I support other speakers, other members, that the CEC must come to this assembly and explain. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Josephat Kinyamuna. Honorable Doris.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to contribute to the statement in the floor of the House this morning. For the purposes of record, I'm Doris Kakinkonge, nominated member in this assembly. Mr. Speaker, it is very sad and unfortunate that the people of Meru are represented by the members of this county assembly. And it is very sad that a whole chair of the health committee, Honorable Mutea, seek a statement from the executive and it is not delivered. This statement is not for these members of this county assembly, but it is the statement of the people of Meru who are represented by this honorable house, who want services from the health sector, bearing in mind that health is wealth. And therefore, I echo the statement of our majority leader, Honorable Kawira, to summon the CC, acting CC, health in the county government of Meru to come before this assembly and explain why. And more so, to share more light about the health sector in the county government of Meru. It is very unfortunate, and therefore, Mr. Speaker, if we continue like this, this is a government that is acting as a dictatorship, whereas the dictators were left in the hands of Meru. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I echo the statement of the majority, and soon and very soon, let the CC, acting CC, help to come before this house and explain why and more light to what is happening in the health sector. So therefore, I support and echo the statement of the majority. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Doris, and I want us to conclude on this, and I just want to give one senior member of the House, and then we shall have, at the sake of the motion, Honorable Giri, making a comment of the same so that we're able to move. Honorable Jim.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Jim Muchui, representing Adwana Ward in the majority whip in this house. And Mr. Speaker, I want to give the executive benefit of doubt. And I tend to think that maybe the report sought by Honorable Mutea is too comprehensive to fit in the printing papers. And maybe the executive would like maybe an opportunity to come and explain comprehensively. And Mr. Speaker, I suggest that we give them that opportunity by summoning the CCL. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chief. Honorable Mwende Ivire, the leader of minority, also that was as a seeker of the statement. I'll take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mwende Ivire, representing the people of Akido Ward and the leader of minority party. Mr. Speaker, 2 weeks have gone since the chairperson of the health committee requested for the statement have gone. And Mr. Speaker, I doubt whether in the county government there are clear structures, because my good guess is that there are no structures in the county government of Meru. Because if there are structures, then the report could have, the statement could have come to this house since it was requested. Mr. Speaker, the role of this house, the great role, it is oversight. And I would like the public to know the reason why we are doing, we were tabling the motion today. It is because we have a dictatorial government that is not even allowing us to oversight, because it is our role and it is our duty to oversight. The governor talks about Kanakamumeru, and today we are asking the statement so that we can understand whether Kanakamumeru is getting the services that they're supposed to get. So, Mr. Speaker, in support of what the leader majority and the members have said, we would like to summon the acting CC, health, to come and explain to us, not even about the funds or the hospital facilities improvement funds, but also the health sector, the whole of it. They explain to us what they are doing to ensure that our people get good health services. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, and given directions on that, honourable members, please allow me to give the directions now. I direct the chair of the Audit Committee to summon the CC Health on 20th December to come personally and appear on the committee and give reasons as to why he has not responded, and at the same time give a concrete answer on the statement that was sought. So I give those directions. And then before I take the next order, I will wish to revert back to order number 6 Those are the notices of motion. And on that notices of motion, I will allow Honorable DMK Kiogora also to read the first list that's supposed to read. Thank you. Honorable Kiogora, please do that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the first drive containing the evidence in support for the impeachment of the Governor of Meru County.
Thank you, Honorable DMK. Please go ahead and lay. Thank you. Kira, can we take the next order?
Order number 8, procedural motion by the leave of the House.
Thank you, Honourable members. The next one in order number 8 is a procedural motion by the leave of the House that's supposed to be moved by the Honourable Kawira, the leader majority. Please take the floor. Honourable leader majority, please take the floor.
Honourable Speaker, before I move the procedural motion, the Deputy Speaker is telling me that you are referring to me as Honourable Evans Kawira. Is there?
No. I see the leader majority Evans Kawira. Please take the correction. Thank you. Please, Honourable leader majority, Evans Kawira, take the floor and move the motion.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for that correction. Many people have been amazed at how I've changed from Kawira to Kawira. But, Honourable Speaker, I wish to move a procedural motion by the leave of the House that, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 29(4), this Honourable Assembly resolves to alter the adjournment date of its first session on the approved first session calendar of the 3rd County Assembly from Friday 9th December 2022 to Wednesday 21st December 2022. Honourable Speaker, before I invite the leader of the minority party, Honourable Kwenda, to second the motion, allow me to say the following, Honourable Speaker, that the calendar of the Assembly is premised under Standing Order number 29, Honourable Speaker. And this Honourable Assembly, when it was constituted, it passed its calendar that was supposed to move from the first sitting that is when members were sworn in to Friday the 9th, and then we break for a long recess, Honourable Speaker, so that members can have time to go back to their people in their wards and also prepare for the Christmas holiday. But, Honourable Speaker, it has been necessitated because of happenings in our county, Honourable Speaker. One, we understand that we have so much in our entry that we need to dispense. Two, Honourable Speaker, I've heard that the Governor of Meru saying that the Assembly should only be confined in these precincts, so there is no need for the honourable members to go back to their own, Honourable Speaker, because there is no role that they are going to play there, Honourable Speaker. And in the current situation, it will only be prudent that we alter the calendar of this Assembly so that members can stay here and do their work as the Governor requested, Honourable Speaker. That is their oversight role, the legislation and representation, Honourable Speaker. I'm hoping, because we have extended the calendar, Honourable Speaker, because once we break for the long recess, we'll be back here in February. The Honourable Governor of Meru will see it twice to bring a list of the chief officers that needs to be approved by this Honourable Assembly. We are also expecting maybe the supplementary budget from their side, Honourable Speaker. We are also expecting maybe a submission of the other CECs, because this Assembly approved 3 and there's a remainder of 7. Maybe we are expecting she will bring them to this Assembly for approval, and that is why we have made the decision, Honourable Speaker, to alter the calendar of the Assembly so that we can extend by 2 weeks. And I believe that in those 2 weeks, all those items that I've mentioned will be brought to the floor of this House, Honourable Speaker, because we don't want the Governor to come in 2023, the new year, to blame the Assembly of not doing its work, Honourable Speaker. Therefore, I beseech this Honorable Assembly to support this motion so that we can alter that calendar, and maybe in the next 2 weeks we'll have dispensed off with most of the matters that are in our entry, including, Honorable Speaker, the one that you have just ruled in your Solomonic wisdom, that the Committee on Health needs to summon the CEC Health so that he can come and expound on matters to do with the health department, Honorable Speaker, because I believe in them refusing to respond to this Honorable Assembly, that is demeaning to the Assembly. And Honorable Speaker, we need to rectify that, and we need to start on the right footing, Honorable Speaker, because if this is the behavior that those CECs will be, I mean, they won't be responding to the Assembly, then the Assembly will not be able to effectively carry out its oversight, Honorable Speaker. Having said that, I wish to invite Honorable Mwenda, the minority leader, to second the motion, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable Kawira, to majority. Honorable Mwenda, in the minority, please take the floor and second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mwenda Idile, representing the people of Akeda and the leader of Minority Party. Mr. Speaker, and before I support and before I second the motion to order the adjournment of the House, I would like to say that we, the members of this House, are determined to see that this county is in order, and to see that our people receive the services that are expected from the government of Meru County. So, Mr. Speaker, I second this motion. We order the adjournment so that we can stay here, as the majority leader said, and they wait for the governor. Maybe if she's in the process of bringing the supplementary budget, we'll be here and pass the budget. If she's in the process of bringing the CEC, we'll be here, so that our Meru people may not blame the Assembly, and also the governor may not blame the Assembly, saying that they went for the recess before passing the budget. So, Mr. Speaker, we shall be here, and also as representatives of the people, we want to see that the county government functions well, because the governor has been going around, but we haven't seen any bridge being constructed, and we expect the bridges, we expect the roads to be graded by the start of January. So, Mr. Speaker, we shall be here waiting for the governor for whatever she will be willing to bring to us in the Assembly, and also for the benefit of the Meru people. Mr. Speaker, therefore I beg to second the motion by the leader of majority party. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable David, the leader of minority. Pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 54.1, I now propose the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 29.4, this Honorable Assembly resolves to order the adjournment date of its first session on the approved first session calendar of the Third County Assembly from today, 9th December 2022 to Wednesday, 21st December 2022. And now the motion having been moved, seconded, and having put the question, then the debate is now ready for debate, and any member willing to contribute can catch the speaker's eye. Honorable Moredi.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa sababu hii nafasi ambayo umenikabidhi kwa sababu ya kumbukumbu za rekodi. Mimi ni Mheshimiwa Moredi Titus Materia, nawakilisha wadi ya Game Based na pia naibu wa kiongozi wa wote katika hili bunge. Nachukua nafasi hii kushukuru hili bunge sana kwa sababu sisi tuko na wadhifa ambao tulipatiwa na wale ambao walituchagua, na katika kitapita zangu kule mashinani watu wako na ari sana jinsi ambavyo sasa huwa na hali ya kujifungua na kupata ujauzito, kwamba anaulizia kwamba hasa katika msimu wa mvua barabara hazipitiki, hospitali zina mambo mbalimbali, maswali tumbi nzima ambayo yanatukumba pale, jinsi kazi inaanza lini. Zile kaunti zinginezo zimeanza kazi, jambo la muhali katika kaunti ya Meru. Hivi kwamba ni vizuri Mheshimiwa Spika, maana chambilecho wahenga mbaazi ya kikoza kuzaa kusingizia njua. Ulikuwa najua sana ndipo sikuweza kuzaa nikiwa mbaazi. Sasa tunataka kuondoa hili jambo kwamba tusilaume sisi, ndipo tupatie wale ambao ni wahusika, walete wale ambao wanafaa kupitishwa katika vitengo mbalimbali ili mambo ya Meru yawe shwari bin shwari, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu kila mmoja ambaye ameketi katika ukumbi huu atakuwa na maswali mengi zaidi ya kujibu wale ambao walituchagua. Hivi kwamba nashukuru hili jumba kwa sababu hata ya kutenga muda maalum ambao watu wangekuwa katika pumzika zao, lakini tunaona ni vyema tuweze kutenga muda maalum tuweze kuangazia maswala, maana sisi wajibu wetu mkuu ni kushughulikia matakwa ya kaunti ya Meru. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika, sababu hiyo nafasi.
Asante Mheshimiwa Mulevi. Mheshimiwa Njoki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Joki Muganga, representing the good people of Mangani and the Deputy Minority Whip of Passport. I stand to join my friends and the whole House in extension of this House, the period of this House this December. One, I am very much concerned that the Governor told us our work is oversight. And she reminded us that we do oversight. And especially now, we need to do our oversight when things are not doing well, when things are not working well in Web County. Mr. Speaker, when we go back to the villages, the ones where we come from, there are a lot of things that are being done. One, like in my one, there are trees that are being planted without my notice. And as they are being planted, I'm told the governor recruited some people to go and work there. Today they are crying for payment, none of them has been paid. So accordingly now asking me for money, which I do not know. That is what, Mr. Speaker, I need to oversight. I need to know who did they give that work and for what reason and to whom was that work given. So there's a lot of work that I need to do to oversight that. Number two, Mr. Speaker, when you look at back the way the CCL has done today, when the chair demanded that we get some information from his office, it means that he either does not know, or if he knows, he is a dictator. He has just assumed that there is no house, there is no oversight that should be done by the MCAs in Meru County. So we have a lot of time. We need a lot of time so that we oversight that work. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand to support the extension of that this period, and I wish we even extended more to even February so that we do proper oversight. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Njoki. Honorable Sarah Aki.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika kwa hii nafasi. Kwa majina naitwa Sarah Aki Kiogora, mbunge mteule katika kaunti ya Meru na chama ya UDA. Mheshimiwa Spika, nasimama Mheshimiwa Spika kuunga mkono kama vile waheshimiwa wenzangu wametoa kauli yao ya kwamba hii kaunti yetu iko na kazi nyingi sana, na ambayo Mheshimiwa Spika tunaweza kukaa chini tukaona ni vema na ni vizuri sisi kama wabunge wa hii bunge ya Meru tuweze kupanua utendakazi wetu na tuweze kuongezea muda wa kufanya kazi hadi tarehe 21 mwezi wa Disemba ili Mheshimiwa Spika tuweze kupea gavana wetu nafasi ya kuleta, labda hata tunajua katika kaunti yetu hatuna karani wa kaunti, ndiye anaweza kaa chini atuletee jina tupitishe. Kuna madiwani wa kaunti hatuna, anaweza fikiria alete tupitishe. Kuna bajeti tunasubiri Mheshimiwa Spika, bado tunampea nafasi alete tupitishe, ili mwananchi aliyotuchagua na kutuleta katika hii bunge aweze kupata maendeleo. Mheshimiwa Spika, gavana alisema kazi yetu ni kuangalia utendakazi wa kaunti, na tumekubali, na ndio maana tutakaa hapa hadi tarehe 21 tusubiri kazi ikuje. Tukifunga hii bunge tutafunga siku 3 ndio tuende Christmas. Mheshimiwa Spika, kazi iliyo hapa inatusubiri ni mingi, na gavana wetu asije akapata na kusema walienda likizo kabla niwaletee bajeti, kabla nilete majina ya watu wangu wapitishe. Tunajua pia mawaziri
Eje ni Wero TV. Uraigwa nkumu ya mubango jothi Kenya Airlift Program ni mubango jura gutetheria aritoba Kenya kuthomera ndigiri mwanya mwanya cia masters nthigurune ya Amerika. Kwigwatira kanya gaka no mwanka withiro uri na grade ya B plane gwitia kiri KCSE na second class honors kiri degree ya university. Guchiandikithia riongera mutandao wetu jwa www.kenyaairliftprogram.com. Ofisi chetu iri Royal Business Park 4th floor Njorincheke Street, Meru Town. Turinge thimu gukurukira 0703 509 493. The Kenya Airlift Program, empowering Kenyan students.